Good evening, Hamlin County. Please review the following information and contact Ms. Carleen Webb if you have any questions or concerns. All members of the task force have been carefully monitoring the number of reported COVID-19 cases in our county. Without question, we're concerned about the increased numbers of individuals testing positive. As of yesterday, there were 220 positive cases, with 124 considered recovered. Over the last 14 days, we have averaged about 8.36 new cases a day in Hamlin County. We have approximately 10 individuals who have been admitted to medical care facilities and are currently under physician's care for COVID-related illnesses. Many individuals were not surprised at the increased number of positive cases after the governor made the decision to reopen the economy. We knew that the number of cases would increase as individuals returned to work and became involved in many aspects of our community after it was reopened for public use. However, we are concerned about the sharp increase in positive cases in Hamlin County, and we are now considered a hotspot in the state. I have talked with many different individuals in the county, and there is clearly a mixed set of opinions and viewpoints. Some believe that our response to the virus was simply an overreaction to the true nature of the virus. These individuals believe that the pandemic was not as serious as presented by the media and government officials. These individuals may also believe that the fear of the virus was actually greater than the virus. Conversely, others believe that we have grossly underreacted and have not taken the virus serious at all. These individuals want more restrictive measures mandated by the state and local governments to protect everybody in the community during the pandemic. These are extremely difficult times with everyone having to make tough decisions in their daily life and at work. Many, including myself, may have become too confident and relaxed during our initial success with keeping the numbers low. For several weeks, we had single-digit cases in Hamlin County. For several months, we had some of the lowest numbers in the entire state. We may have become complacent and thought that the worst was over. This lack of attention and focus may have helped to create the conditions necessary for a rapid spread of the virus in our community. It is concerning to many governmental and county leaders that our numbers are increasing so quickly. It is accurate that we have increased the number of tests and that we have conducted more testing in the jail and assisted living homes. However, this does not account for the dramatic increases that we've seen over the last couple weeks. This increase is not simply isolated pockets of infection, but it is spread into the entire community. We have discussed our current situation multiple times in the task force, and the following statement summarizes our thoughts and ideals at this time. Number one, we believe that COVID-19 poses a serious health condition to our community, and we should take all viable and necessary precautions to limit the spread of the infection. Without our combined effort and focus, we could easily become overwhelmed, and our medical facilities and first responders would become ineffective. Number two, we believe that basic personal hygiene and safe health practices are still the most effective measure to stop the spread of the virus. Washing your hands, coughing into your elbows, wearing a mask when possible, maintaining social distancing, taking your temperature before reporting to work or leaving your home, refraining from touching your mouth or nose, and self-isolating when testing positive for the virus will help reduce the infection rate. Number three, we believe that the virus has not yet reached its peak in Hamlin County, and without deliberate actions of all citizens, we will likely see a continued increase in the number of confirmed cases. We cannot continue to operate as if there is no virus, nor is there a threat of increased infection rates. There will be consequences for our actions if we fail to take certain precautions. Number four, we believe that our local economy must reopen in a responsible and deliberate manner. Many of the essential services will be significantly reduced or eliminated if we don't restart our local economy. We will not have the financial resources to provide unemployment benefits, meals, governmental assistance, employment opportunities, and maintain our quality of life if we simply shut our doors and remain isolated. We must return to work, or we may lose the very world that we are attempting to save. However, we must return to work in a responsible manner. We're asking all industries, businesses, and community members to take the necessary precautions to be safe and to protect others. Number 5, we believe that our schools must open if we can do so in a safe and responsible manner. Schools drive many different aspects of the community. Our school system is one of the largest employers in Hamlin County, and there would be serious negative consequences if the schools don't open. In addition, many industries need children in school so that parents can go back to work. Also, we must understand that children have missed several months of instruction already, and they need to return to the classroom to continue the educational process. Failure to have our children in school will result in long-term negative consequences, which may be virtually impossible to overcome. Number 6, we believe there must be a balance between what is considered essential and the degree of acceptable risk associated with those activities. There are certain risks which may be necessary and essential. For example, we need medical facilities, first responders, law enforcement, utility operations, water distribution, and schools to be open to ensure the needs of our community are met. There will be risk associated with these organizations remaining open, but they would be considered essential by most. It would make everyone feel extremely uncomfortable, and there would be negative outcomes if these facilities were to close. However, other activities in which large number of people gather in confined areas for fun or leisure may not be so legitimate. The cost and benefit analysis of each activity may need to be considered before engagement. We certainly are not judging anyone because our own individual actions may be considered unprudent by others depending on their personal situation and health condition. However, we must alter our actions to reduce the spread of this infection, or our community may face even more difficult times in the future. We're not asking the county to close or to return to the stay-at-home mandates we experienced in the spring. We understand individuals must engage in essential activities, but perhaps we can do so in a more responsible manner and help reduce the number of cases in Hamlin County. We are asking the community to be thoughtful, deliberate, and conscientious about the virus and to do your part to control the spread of the disease. Perhaps the most effective way to stop the increase of infection is to adopt the philosophy you may be infected and you are taking the necessary actions to prevent loved ones and colleagues from becoming infected. We believe it is possible to create that balance which allows us to return to work, but do so in a responsible manner. This balance will not be found easily or be maintained without effort, but it is possible. Please remember to take the following steps to help reduce the spread of the virus. These actions are not new, but perhaps we need to re-emphasize them and reinstitute them as part of our daily life to stop the spread of the virus. Number 1, wash your hands frequently with soap and water. At the beginning of the pandemic, I did this often during the workday. Lately, I've become less than conscientious about washing my hands. Although it is simple, this process can help reduce a number of health problems, so we need to engage in this process again. Number 2, wear a mask when possible. Wearing a face mask may not always be possible, but we could take this simple step and help prevent us from passing the virus on to someone else. Often the masks are not there for our own protection, but they are protecting our family, friends, and co-workers. For me, I wore a mask every time I went out during the first couple weeks of the virus. However, I had become a little relaxed about wearing a mask when the positive cases were low in Hamlin County. I am now attempting to correct that behavior and become more conscientious about wearing my mask in public. Number 3, maintain appropriate social distancing when possible. Again, many of us were concerned at the beginning of the pandemic, and we were deliberate in our actions to stay away from others. As the numbers remained low, it seemed that we gravitated toward our old behaviors, and social distancing did not become a priority. We need to consider the health of others and regain our sense of urgency concerning social distancing and stay apart. Number 4, maintain constant contact with the health department when you test positive. The health department has been established to protect and serve the members of this community. The health department is led by an individual whose primary concern and purpose is to protect the well-being of our community. The health department is staffed with tremendous individuals dedicated to the service of others. They have a responsibility to call and check on you when you test positive. Many are refusing to take these calls for various reasons. This places an additional burden on the health department and prevents them from serving the needs of others. Please take the call when the health department attempts to contact you. This will help keep all of us safe and improve health conditions in our community. Number 5, maintain social isolations within the home when you test positive. We fully understand that this is difficult when there are multiple family members in the home, but do what you can to help reduce the chances of exposing relatives to the virus. Use separate bedrooms and bathrooms if possible. Prevent contact with pets, which may carry the virus to others in the home. Limit contact with family members to only the essential interactions. Stay away from others as much as possible to keep your family and friends safe. Number 6, help spread the word to specific populations within our community who may not maintain contact with the local media and other sources of information. Many in our Hispanic community may not be fully aware or have ready access to this type of information. We are beginning to see an increase in the number of individuals testing positive who are Hispanic. We care deeply about the safety and well-being of our Hispanic families. They play an important part within our communities and within our schools. Public health officials are recommending that all families seek immediate medical attention if any members of the family become symptomatic or ill. Please help us encourage all individuals to seek the necessary medical attention if they are symptomatic or have been in contact with someone who has been tested positive. We must understand the increase or decrease of the virus will depend greatly on the individual and personal decisions of each of us. We possess the ability to control the degree of severity we experience during this pandemic. When I first started in administration, there was a concept advocated by many which stated that the greatest enemy of being great was being good. Many would be satisfied with being good and would not strive to be great. I think that many of us has been lured into a false sense of security with our low initial numbers. We thought our actions were good enough, but maybe we didn't maintain our resolve long enough to prevent the full spread of the virus. However, we don't have to wait another single day to regain that resolve and focus. Please help us, help your community, help your family, help your co-workers, and help yourself by becoming more conscientious and deliberate concerning our interactions with others. Let's all do our part to stop the spread of the virus and to keep our community safe. We certainly do appreciate your attention to this broadcast, and we wish you the very best.